Welcome back to my channel. Here we are going to continue with the work on perspective drawing, as we have done some making use of vanishing point method and visual array method. So now we have another question that we are going to solve, but before I go on with this question, I want to ask, if you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and then put on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. And please help me to share my videos with your friends who are also technical drawing or engineering drawing students. Also, I would like you, if you can appreciate my work on this channel, or I will appreciate you if you can support my work on this channel by joining my YouTube membership, just to pay a token monthly. Okay, then if you like, you can unsubscribe on that at any time that you like, but I would be glad if you can continue to join my YouTube membership. Okay, so thank you, and let's go and work on this question. So the question says a hexagonal plane of side 30 millimeters lies on the ground plane with an edge parallel and 10 millimeters behind the picture plane. The station point is 60 millimeters in front of picture plane, 75 millimeters above ground plane, and lies in a central plane which is 40 millimeters towards right of the center of the object. Draw its perspective view. That is the question as I've just read it. Now let's go and work on this problem. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to construct the hexagon. I'm going to construct the hexagon. So the length of side as we are given is 30 millimeters. So I'm going to construct it. So this way, I'm going to draw a horizontal center line here, horizontal center line. I will draw horizontal center line here like this. Okay. Then I'm going to draw a vertical center line. I will draw a vertical center line here. So the vertical center line, so this is it. Okay, so we draw a vertical center line. So we want to construct the hexagon first. That is what we want to do. So the length of side is 30 millimeters. So we are going to take that same 30 millimeters. So with the compass, so this is 30 millimeters here. So here I have 30 millimeters. Okay, so we are going to draw a circle. So we draw a circle. So we draw a circle. So we draw the circle like this. Okay, so here we have the circle in place. Okay, so with this same 30 millimeters that we used to draw this circle, so we put the beam point here this on this line, and then we draw an arc up. So draw an arc down, so which I believe that you know how to go about this. So we also draw an arc up and then an arc down here like this. So we have this. So the next thing that we are going to do is to draw the hexagon. So what we are doing is that we are going to join this point together. So these 2 points, so we join them together with a straight line. So it goes like this. Okay, so we have this, and then so we also join these 2 points, we join them together with a straight line like this. Okay, we have this, and then so we also join these 2 points together with a straight line. So we have this, so joining these 2 points together with a straight line, and then so these 2 points here, so we join them together with a straight line. So it goes like this. Okay, then these 2 points, we are going to join them together with a straight line. So we are forming the hexagon. And lastly, so we join these 2 points together to form the last side of the hexagon. So we have constructed the hexagon. So I'm going to label the point on this hexagon. So this point will be point A. So this is point A here. So I'm going to write A. Yes, this is point A. And this point is point B. Okay, this is point B, and then this point is point C here. So we have this point to be point D. So this point is point E, and then so this point is point F here. So we have it labeled as we see it here on the diagram. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do is this. So as we are told in the question that the side of the hexagon is 10 millimeters behind the picture plane, and that side is also parallel to the picture plane. So we need to draw the picture plane now, but before we draw the picture plane, we have to take a measurement of 10 millimeters from this point down. So we have this to be 10 millimeters. So along this 10 millimeters that we are taking, we are going to draw a horizontal line, and the horizontal line goes like this. Okay, so this horizontal line is the picture plane. Okay, so now before I go on, I want us to know the method that I'm going to use here. I'm going to use visual ray method. Visual ray method, that is the method that I'll be using here right now to produce the perspective view of this hexagonal plane. Okay, now, so having drawn this, the next thing that we are going to do is to locate the station points, to locate the station point, as we are told in the question that the station point is 60 millimeters in front of the picture plane, 60 millimeters in front of the picture plane, and it lies on a central plane which is 40 millimeters towards the right side of the center of the object. This is the center of the object now. So we need to draw the central plane. We have to draw the central plane. So to draw the central plane, we are just going to extend this vertical line. So we draw a vertical line. So from here down, so from here, we draw a vertical line down like this. Okay. So on this vertical line, we take a measurement of 60 millimeters from this point on the picture plane. So we take it down, 60 millimeters down. Okay. So this is 60 millimeters. Okay. So from this point, we are going to draw a horizontal line. So we draw a horizontal line to this side, as we are told that the distance of the station point from the central plane is 40 millimeters towards the right side of the center of the figure. So we are going to take a measurement of 40 millimeters from here. So this is 40 millimeters. So this point that we have here, so here is the station point. So we are going to put S here. So this is the station point. So we have this now. All right, so having done that, the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to be drawing lines from this point through each point that we have on this object. So let's start. So from point S here, so we draw a line so to point A. So we have this. Okay, all right, so then we also draw a line from point S here. So we draw a line from the station point to point B on the figure. Then we draw a line from point S again to point C on the figure. So it goes like this to point C on the figure. So we have this. And then from S again, we draw a line to point D on the figure. So it goes like this. Okay. Then from point S again, that is from the station point. So we draw a line from here to point E on the figure. And lastly, so from the station point, we draw a line to point F on the figure, which goes like this. Okay, we have this now. All right, so now having done that, the next thing that we are going to do is that we need to put some points on this line. So now, if you look at this line here, this line that connects S with A here, so it touches the picture plane at this point. So we are going to call this point, we are going to call it point A1. So we call it A1, so that is A1. Then the one that connects S with B, that is station point with point B on the figure. So that is this point. So we are going to call this, so we call it B1. Okay. Then the one of C is at this point. We are going to call it C1. Okay. And the one of D is here. So we call this one, we call it D1. So the one of E is here. So we have this to be E1. And then the one of F is here. So we have this to be F1. Okay. So now, so that is all that we have here. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is that we need to draw the ground level line, or the ground line. We need to draw the ground line. So the ground line, as we have here, so we have to consider what the question says about the station point, the distance of the station point from the ground line. So we are told that the station point again is 75 millimeters above the ground plane or ground line. Okay, so we need to consider that distance. So we need to have enough space here that can give us 75 from the ground line. So if I'm drawing the ground line here, so if I draw horizontal line here like this for the ground line, so I'm going to label this as GL. So I'm going to label this as GL. Okay, so this is the ground line. Then for me to locate the next the station point that is 75 millimeters above the ground line, I have to take a measurement of 75 millimeters up the ground line. So 75 millimeter, this is 75 millimeters here. So here I have 75. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line. So I'll draw a horizontal line. So through this, so this is horizontal line. So this horizontal line that we have drawn, we call it horizon line. Call it horizon line. Okay, so horizon line, we represent it with letter HL. So having done that, so I need to locate a station point here on this line. And to do that, so what I'm to do is that I'm going to draw a vertical line from this point, from point S here. I will draw a vertical line down here like this. Okay, so this point here is the station point that is above the ground line, the station point that's above the ground line. So we are going to call it X prime. So we call it S prime. Okay, so we are making use of visual array method, as I said, to solve this problem. All right, so let's look at the next thing that we are going to do for us to produce this perspective view of this hexagonal plane shape. Okay, so what we are going to do now is that we are going to be projecting line from each point that we have on this object. So we are going to have so many lines. Then we have to be observant, okay, for us to be able to know the one that we are using. So from this point A here, so I'm going to draw a vertical line from point A down here, okay, to touch the ground line. So this point here, I'm going to call it A prime. So I will call it A prime. So this point on the ground line, I will call it A prime. Now I'm going to project a line from this point. Look at this point and this point F, this point B and this point F here, they are in line. So if I'm to draw a vertical line from point F, it will pass through point B. So that means the two lines are the same point. So if I draw a vertical line from F like this, okay, so let's take it from F. So I draw a vertical line from F, so it comes down like this and pass through point B on the figure, and it touches the ground line. So this point here is for point B prime. So this is B prime and what? And F prime. So B prime, F prime. So let's take note of that. So if I come to that of E and C, so they are also at the same point on the hexagonal plane shape. So if I draw a vertical line like this, so this particular point is for both CE. So we have C prime and then we have E prime here. All right, so and then lastly, so we have that of D. So we are going to draw a vertical line from D. So and then we draw it to touch the ground line. So this is it. So here we have D at this point here. So let's take note of what we have. So this is D. All right, so having done that, the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to join each of these points with the we are going to join each of these points with this station point, okay, on the horizon line. So this is it. We are joining A prime with this, so it goes like this, okay, touching it here. Then we are joining B prime F prime with the station point on the horizon line, and then we join C prime E prime with the station point on the horizon line. It goes like this, and we join D prime with the station point on the horizon line, so it goes like this. All right, okay, now so let's go to the next step that will give us the perspective view of this hexagonal plane shape. So what we are to do now is that so from this point A1 on the picture plane, where this line that connects the station point here with this point A on the plane figure, we are going to draw a vertical line from this point A1 here, so to touch this line A prime here. So this is it. So I draw a vertical line from here. So I bring it down like this. So I touches the line at this point. So this point is point A on the perspective view of this object. Okay, we have that. Then from B, I'm going to draw a vertical line from B1. So from B1 on the picture plane, so if I draw a vertical line down like this, so it touches B, it touches this line B prime F prime at this point. This point is point B as we have here. So this point is point B of the perspective view of the object. Then or if I go again, okay, if I go again, so where do I have what? I have F at this point, so this is where I have F here. So I'm going to draw a vertical line from this point, okay. So if I draw a vertical line from this point, so it comes down like this, so touching this line, that contains B prime F prime, so it touches it at this point. So this point is point F, so I have this point to be point F of the perspective view of the object, okay. So having done that, the next thing that we are going to do, so let's go for that of C1. So C1 on the picture plane, so I'm going to draw a vertical line from this point here. So draw a vertical line from this point, and then by drawing a vertical line from here like this, so it touches this line that contains C prime E prime at this point, and this point here is point C of the perspective view of this hexagonal plane figure. Then we come to E, so this is E here, so that is E1 on the picture plane. So we are going to draw a vertical line from here. So we draw a vertical line here, and it touches the line that contains C prime E prime at this point. So this particular point here is point E, or the perspective view of the object. So I'm going to write E at this point. And lastly, so we now have what? We now draw from D1 here. So we draw a vertical line from D1. So let's set it very well. So we are drawing a vertical line from D1. So drawing a vertical line from D1 down, okay. So we draw a vertical line from here. So it comes down like this and touches this line D prime, D prime at this point. So this point is point D of the perspective view of the object. You can see that this is very simple. All right, so having located the point, so what we have to do is to join them together. So if I'm joining this point AB. So I'm joining AB together with a straight line like this. Then I'm joining BC together with a straight line, so it goes like this, okay. Then I'm joining CD together with a straight line, so it goes like this, okay. Then I'm joining DE together with a straight line, so that goes like this, okay. So DE together. Then I'm joining EF together with a straight line like this, okay. Then I will join AF together with a straight line to obtain the perspective view of this hexagonal plane figure. So this is the perspective view of the hexagonal plane figure. It's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to practice, and do not forget, as I made a request, so to appreciate the work that I do on this channel, please join my YouTube membership, just to pay a token monthly for just to appreciate the work I'm doing here if you're enjoying my work here. So keep on practicing, and God bless you.